All right, my ladies, I'm very excited today. You guys are going to have to listen hard because my twin sister, for the very first time ever, is coming on the podcast. This is Kristi, and we sound exactly the same. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, ladies.
Yeah. So you guys will just have to pay attention, and I will try really hard to let you know who's talking. But I wanted Kristi to come on today to talk a little bit about her experience going to the retreat last year. Last year, we did our very first ever in-person retreat, and it was in Nashville, Tennessee. And I asked Kristi to come with me as my emotional support animal. And I called her my party planner, but really she was just there for my emotional support, and she was great. And it was actually so good that she came because she was able to take care of the ladies. One of the things about the retreat is I just want all of these ladies to just relax and not have to worry about anything. They don't have their kids, they don't have their husband, they don't have their chores, nothing. And so I wanted Kristi to be there to make sure we had bottled water and make sure we didn't run out of toilet paper. And if we did run out of those things, then she could go get it and I can focus on coaching, and none of the moms there have to be the mom. Kristi was like taking care of everybody, and it was so wonderful. And so she had a completely different experience than I did at that retreat, and I wanted her to come on and kind of share her thoughts. So Kristi, introduce yourself a little bit.
Well, I am Kristi, and I am the other twin. My experience at the retreat last year was very, very interesting. Coming in as an outsider, I had a very different perspective, and I really, really loved it. I had no idea what to expect because I didn't know any of the women who were coming to the retreat. And I didn't know what you would be coaching about, and I had never been to any of your coaching calls because I'm not a client of yours.
Right.
And so I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
So I was kind of going in blind, just kind of going in trying to be supportive. And I expected that I would be very much behind the scenes, very in the back, kind of more of a caterer would be my role, is what I thought.
Sure.
The maid who comes in and cleans the room is what my thought was. And very happy to do that. Love to do that. I had the same goal as you. Make sure everybody can relax, go enjoy the retreat, be there for the purpose that they have, and not be sidetracked by all the things that we worry about,
right,
as we usually do as women. But when I got there, what was very immediately apparent to me was how amazing each of these women are as a group. This was one of the most, if not the most, welcoming and loving group of women I have ever been around. Immediately, they didn't care that I kind of was an outsider.
Right.
They just welcomed me in, and I was part of them. I thought everybody there already knew each other for the amount of immediate camaraderie that was there, for the amount of love that was already there. Mm-hmm. I thought everybody already had met and talked to each other all the time. Mm-hmm. And you told me that they didn't.
No.
But they just immediately loved each other already, mm-hmm. and loved me already. And they didn't know me at all.
Right.
And I was blown away. It was very, very powerful to be around these women. And that was very apparent from the moment that I was there and they started showing up. Some of the other things that I noticed, one was, this was very, very cool to me. So the reason that I am not a client of yours is because this particular issue is not something that my husband and I struggle with. And we have many of our own issues, of course. And, but as I was there, I didn't feel like an outsider. I didn't feel like anybody felt like this is our club and you can't be in it.
Right.
I never felt judged. I felt very accepted. I felt very welcomed and loved. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I came in thinking I would be way more behind the scenes, and everyone very much included me and wanted me to be way more a part of mm-hmm. what was going on than I thought I would be. They also were very, very uplifting.
Right.
The women there, you could see it easily where a 3-day intensive where you're focused on pornography could easily become
kind of a downer.
Yeah.
I mean, even marketing it, it's like, hey, do you guys want to come talk about how hard your life is for 3 days?
Let's come bash our husbands in a guilt-free, eat our feelings environment.
Right.
You know? Which I'm down for, maybe sometimes. But it wasn't like a trash the boys girls night, which some forums I have seen you look at and been very disappointed at and say, this is not what I want. And this is not what you wanted to create. And you did not create that, not only because of who you are, but also because of who these women are and who you have attracted, who your clients are. These women are amazing. That's why it was so immediately loving. It's why the whole weekend, I don't even know that the word pornography was brought up.
I don't know that it is.
At all.
Yeah, isn't that fascinating? That's like a little side note here, is that I think that sometimes women think, or I'll get questions like, okay, but if I have something else that I want to coach on, is that okay? 99% of the time, ladies, I'm not coaching on pornography. The reason I'm coaching you is because of how you're affected by it. And that's all our own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fascinating. It was fascinating how all of these incredible women were together and everybody was struggling, and you would coach people individually, and there was so much power being in this room. There was power in each woman being vulnerable in her moment. And every other woman in there was supporting her non-verbally, physically, giving her hugs. Like, there was just strength in being with other women who knew what you were going through in some small way, and they were there for you, and they were feeling it for you, with you, and you just were not alone. And it was uplifting because every woman there just wanted to work on herself, so that at the end of this she could have something a little bit different, or she could be a little bit different, approach her life a little bit differently. I mean, I left that workshop differently than I approached it. I mean, like I said, my husband and I, we don't have this particular struggle, but we were definitely going through our own things at that time last year. And I went through a lot of thoughts during that weekend and made a bunch of realizations and came out with different thoughts, and it changed the way that I viewed my marriage, just from the way I looked at things, and that was very helpful for me in an empowering and positive way. Nothing about this is negative. It's all uplifting and positive, and being around these women, when we were there, everyone there said, can we do this every 6 months? Can we do this at least annually, but at least every 6 months? And Jolie was sitting there feeling so overwhelmed and was like, I don't like it, because coaching for Jolie
it's so intense.
Is very intense. It's emotionally,
emotionally drained.
Yes.
Emotionally, physically, mentally, all of my focus is just on these women. Like, I was exhausted every day, and I was like, all I did was coach and just stand. Like, all I did was stand and coach, and it's just like, it draining. And so all these women, I love that they all said this. This was what we did the last night. The last night we wrapped up, and I was like, all right, ladies, what's your biggest takeaway? What do you think? And every single one of them was like, can we do this in the spring? Can we do this every 6 months? And I was like, ladies, you're going to have to give me a hot second. I'm going to need some time and like a vacation. But
this was so funny. This is what I'll tell you about coaching and the retreat is, as a client, you come and you're receiving.
Absorbing.
Right? You're absorbing.
Yeah.
And as the coach, Jolie is coming and she's giving.
Yeah.
And so she's pouring everything out of herself, and so she's drained. So the first day, Jolie coached for a couple hours, and then she got in the car and we drove and we found a Sonic, and she just laid the car seat down and closed her eyes.
I forgot this.
Yeah, I remember this. And I was like, you do you, boo. Like, what do you need? Do you need food or a drink or a nap or like a snuggle blankie? Like, I don't know what you need. And she's like, I just need a drink. And I was like, drinks it is. Okay. So that's what she did. So, and every night, all the girls, all the clients.
Everyone stayed up.
Would stay up till the wee hours of the morning. All of a sudden, all these girls acted like they was 18 years old.
I know, it was adorable. I was like, well, it's girls camp all over again.
They were, and it was amazing because they developed incredible camaraderie and relationships, which is what they need. But my role was to support Jolie and to kind of just housekeep. And my role is not as a client, so I can be supportive in that way, but I also can't relate exactly,
right?
And so it's not exactly my place to be like, oh, I know how you're feeling, because I really don't. So I wasn't down there in those conversations, but Jolie would just come up as soon as coaching was over, like 8 o'clock or something, and be like, I gotta go to bed. Her just mental energy drained. Yeah. And so that's what it looks like from the coaching end of it. And it's so interesting because normally on a coaching call, every time Jolie does a coaching call, as soon as she gets off a call and I say, hey, Jolie, how's work? She's like, awesome. It's amazing.
True. I'm very energized. Coaching is very energizing for me. I love it.
Energy. She gets energy from coaching, but just from doing it and planning it ahead of time and preparing and basically delivering, which I gotta say, I went to this thing and I love Jolie, and again, I'm not a client of hers, but I have heard her do all the things. Big believer.
But I mean, you've never seen me coach. Really?
Not really.
I haven't received I think I've coached you once. Right.
Yeah. But it's different.
But it's very different.
It's just different because our relationship is different.
Right.
But being in the room with you coaching live, I think I told you this, that when we went to go get those drinks, I was like, Jolie, you were made for coaching live.
Yeah.
You were made for this. Your energy is amazing. You're incredible at feeding off the energy of the room, at incorporating and including the women in the room and what they're saying, hearing them and including them. You know how you go to Sunday school?
Yes.
And you have the Sunday school teachers and like they say something and you feel the need to, somebody says a comment and the Sunday school teacher listens to the comment and then just disregards it and moves on.
Right, doesn't know how to take it. They're like, thanks for your comment.
And then or it doesn't even.
And then they just pick up where they left off.
Yeah. And you're like, I should have said nothing.
Right.
That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't do that. You relate. I don't know what it is, but you just have this talent. And I just was like, everybody should be here. Like everyone should be here. Microphone. Everybody listening. Everyone should come to this.
Kristi does. She keeps trying to recruit people. Like all my friends, my girlfriends who don't have this problem.
I came home from this and I was like, everyone, you have to come to this retreat.
We went out to dinner with just our girlfriends and she was like, ladies, next year you have to come to this.
I was telling everyone, you should tell everyone. Everyone should come to this.
Yeah.
It's the most uplifting girls' weekend to have ever existed.
I agree.
And I don't even have this same problem. And I came away thinking like, man, all my problems are solved. Like, I can handle everything. Yeah. And these women are amazing. It was just beautiful.
It was beautiful. I think one of my favorite things, too, is I had a lot of clients come, but then I also had women who were not clients. And so that was nerve-wracking for me at first because, well, first of all, I knew who my clients were because we get on Zoom calls, coaching calls twice a week. Some of them had kind of so they knew who each other were, but the friendships that they formed they have kept those alive so beautifully, and it's just gorgeous to see inside the program. But then I had people come that weren't my clients, and so I was like, I don't know these people from Adam. I don't know what they look like. I know they're just going to show up, and I don't know, like, I know their name. I don't know which ones are which. Like, I had a list. Here are the people who are not my clients that are coming. And I was like, I don't know how to tell them apart. I'm just going to have to ask them their name when they get here. And I was a little nervous that they would feel not included as, because I did have so many that were clients, and then I had a few that weren't. And I was a little nervous. I was like, okay, I hope they don't feel left out. I hope they don't feel like they aren't part of the group, but they just immersed into it. And some of them actually joined and became clients afterward, which is amazing. Some of them haven't, and we still have a great relationship, and they still come to Coach Week, and they still are friends with the people that they went to the retreat with. And it's amazing. And we have several clients that have signed up to come again, and several clients that didn't come last year that are signed up. And I'm just excited about who gets to come this time.
I just can't even say enough about that experience.
Yeah.
I would say if you're a client, you have to come to this retreat. If you're not a client, you have to come to this retreat.
Yeah.
I forget about if you have enough money to sign up for coaching, or you're not really sure if this coaching is right for you. You have to come to this retreat. It's amazing. You will get so much out of these few days, way more than you ever thought possible. Not only from you as a coach, but from the other women.
Yeah.
I was amazed and astounded by the quality of women who came to this thing, by how much they establish an immediate bond with each other, and by how much they needed it.
Yeah.
The common thread that I found between all of the stories that they shared was how private they've been with what they feel like is not their secret to share.
Right.
It whether it's their shame or their husband's shame or boyfriend, whomever he is, they feel private, and they feel so much loneliness. And to be able to come and have this bond and this sisterhood was a huge weight just removed. They felt lighter, and you could see it.
Yeah.
It was a visible shift from when they first walked in, when they're a little bit uneasy and a little nervous, to 30 minutes later when they realize there is no judgment here. They can let down every guard. There is no anxiety here. They don't have to worry about anything here.
Yeah, I don't think anybody, nobody had their phones out. Nobody was calling their husband or texting their kids or
nothing.
I loved it because it was just 100% focused on themselves and why they're here. And that's one of the the things I love most about it is it creates that opportunity. I mean, if nothing else, like, I could be the worst coach in the world, but if you, which I'm not, but if even if I were, you give yourself 3 days of no other obligation but working on yourself and progressing and moving forward, you will see drastic change just from that. Just from not having to do the laundry, just not having distractions, just purely being focused on yourself and giving yourself that opportunity to do so. Because we get so in our lives, we get so busy, and I think that's one of the main things that prevents us from working on our own stuff, especially as women, as caretakers, where, we have so many things to do and kids to take care of, and we like doing that, but we typically put ourselves on the back burner. And this is really an opportunity, and we have to force ourselves to take it. It's not easy. We have to find the babysitter. We have to book the flights. We have to get an Uber for the first time and pay for it and all the things and put it on the credit card and all the things. And the husband's like, "Why are you going? Why do you need to do this?" It's like, who cares? Shut up. I don't care. This is what I'm doing for me. It is his fault anyway. You can tell him that, ladies. Just be like, "This is your fault. If you didn't have this problem, I wouldn't be doing this."
It's always his fault.
But it's one of the things that I love about it is really just that it creates this opportunity for growth and for community.
There was one client who, I know that you felt a little bit worried, like, is she really even getting as much out of this as you were wanting her to get out of it? But even just the opportunity to just come and feel peace.
Yeah.
Just to even say you don't come and you're like, I don't even have anything to get coached on. Right? What if you just come and you have all of your decisions are already been made. You have nothing else to do for 3 days, but just be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it gives you the chance to make sure that you are at peace, that the decisions you're making are right, and that what you're doing is right, and who you are is who you want to be, and that you're moving forward in the right direction.
Yeah.
And it's just, I cannot say enough how powerful it is to be in the same room with other people. I mean, we all learned this during COVID. For the first couple weeks, we were like, hey, this shutdown is awesome because I'm going to be home by myself and I can wear my sweatpants and nobody cares or sees me. And then after a couple weeks, we said, I miss people.
Yeah.
You know, and there's something about people that I miss. And there is power in being with other human beings.
Right.
We get energy from being together. And we get other things too. It's not just energy. Because I'm one of those people who people kind of drain me.
That's typically how I am too. Typically, I don't really like being around people. I like being around my people.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of like your favorite get-together with your people.
Yeah.
And you can wear your sweatpants.
Yes, wear your sweatpants. We're going to the beach in October. It's going to be amazing.
And I will tell you, that is one of the things that when we were packing last time, I was like, Jolie, what are you wearing to this thing that we're going to? Because, yeah, you have to be up in front of everybody, but you also have to be comfortable. But, like, what am I supposed to wear? Because I have to be comfortable, but I also, you know, I don't know these people.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
This time, are you bringing sweats?
Well, my leggings.
Yes.
I have 27 different, screw Marie Kondo. I have 27 different pairs of black leggings. And they're in my legging basket from top to bottom in order of loosest to tightest.
Yes.
And I go through them and
Correct.
wear the first one 5 times before I wash it.
So that hopefully you never have to get to the bottom.
Of course.
Right.
And then I wash it really fast.
Yes.
And that's how I live my life. Anyway, wear whatever makes you feel comfortable. If that's your high heels, bring your high heels. If it's your slippers, bring your slippers. Whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. You are accepted and wholly loved completely as you are in that environment, I promise. Everyone should come. Bring your best friend. Just bring her with you and be like, girls trip, let's go.
To the beach.
Oh my gosh.
We have a private heated
Everyone
pool.
should go. What?
Yeah, it's got a pool and it's heated. Or you can swim in the ocean, which should still be warm enough to swim in the ocean because it's North Carolina in October. It should be beautiful. Just relax and walk along the beach and come spend 3 days with us. You get to meet Kristi. It's totally worth it just to meet Kristi.
Yeah, I'm the best.
And we really hope to see you there.
Always.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
All right, as a bonus, Kristi was looking up twin questions. For people who always ask us questions about being twins. One of the things I think we always heard was, like, did you ever switch, in school? Here's the dumb thing is that Kristi and I are equally dumb at the same subjects. So it was never beneficial for us to trade spots. It's not, if she'd been, like, really good at math, then maybe we could have switched spots and then she could have taken all the math tests and I could have done something smarter in a different area. But we were equally dumb at math and science. So that was not beneficial. So, no. We were more identical when we were little, so probably up until the age of, like, I don't know, 7, 8? 7 or 8, our pictures, we look exactly the same. So the only way you can tell us apart is Kristi had her ears pierced, and I wasn't allowed to get my ears pierced for a very long time because then nobody could tell us apart. What's another question?
We're 15 minutes apart.
Oh, we are 16, actually. We're 16 minutes apart, and Kristi's older.
Yeah, and wiser.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would look more alike if I didn't have such crazy hair.
It's true.
Kristi has beautiful brunette hair. She's the hairstylist.
I am the stylist.
She is. She is a hairstylist, and she does my hair.
You're welcome.
And I am very grateful. And what else?
We've never liked the same person.
No. We also don't argue.
No.
People ask that too. They're like, do you argue all the time? And I did know twins. We've known twins that were like always fighting. But
That seems like a waste of time.
I agree. We don't really fight. I don't think we've ever fought.
I don't think so. I can't feel her pain.
Oh yeah. If I punch her in the shoulder, do you feel it in your shoulder? No, we don't. What else? We have a lot of the same interests. Yeah. We're very similar, definitely in personality wise. It's not like one of us is really outgoing and the other one's not. We're kind of equally not outgoing.
That's accurate.
It is accurate.
Yeah.
Equally not outgoing, equally bad at math.
True.
What else?
That's true.
That's why I'm a life coach and you're a hairstylist.
Oh, sad.
Yeah.
The internet doesn't have any good questions.
All right, ladies, if you have any good questions, you can follow me on Instagram at Jolene Wynn Coaching. You can shoot them to me, and we'll get Kristi back on to answer them.
Anytime.
All right, my ladies, if you are ready to sign up, as of the time that I'm recording this, there are 7 more spots for the retreat in October. You can find all the details and sign up today by going to my website, jolenewynn.com. Go to the retreat tab, and you will find all of the details. Scroll down, you'll find when it is, where it is, what you need to wear, where you can fly into, what's included in the price, and you'll be able to sign up today. But I would encourage you to sign up right now because it's already halfway full, and this is going to fill up. So again, go to my website, jolenewynn.com/retreat. That is how you can sign up, and I can't wait to meet you in person in North Carolina in October. I'll see you there.